What is up, everyone? Matt back for another real review. It's been a while. You could have actually not too long. You have my caught stealing review, but you've also been able to check out the shorts I've been doing recently. Trying to do more of that. You'll have a few shorts coming out from this channel next week, as we have mine, Jeff's, and co-founder of the channel, Nick Molbach's top 5 most anticipated films for the rest of the year. So come back and check that out. But I am here today to talk to you about none other than Downton Abbey, the grand finale. Listen, I don't know if any of you who watched my reviews have been here as long back as when I saw Downton Abbey, A New Era. Wow. I have never watched anything past like the first 2 to 5 episodes of the Downton Abbey show. However, these last 2 films, after I watched them, both made me had the feeling of, holy shit, I want to watch this show as soon as possible. Now, right now, it's not conducive with my time, however, but I do need to say the grand finale, and as much as I wish it wasn't the finale, because how this sets up where characters go going forward, I would have loved to see them continue in just film form, especially considering the performances you get from some of your cast members, especially Michelle Dockery being a main one. I just have so much fun going to Downton and spending time with these characters. And it's so funny because realistically, this show shouldn't work. You have your higher class, and then you have their plebs, their servants, and it's like they actually kind of care about their servants as people and what they think and just how they're doing in life. And that's not something you're used to seeing, especially in today's America. But we're not in America, we're in Britain. But no, the whole premise of this film, we focus a lot on Mary, who is played by Michelle Dockery. And the whole premise of this is her being cast out from polite society because of the events of the last film, where she ultimately she got together with a guy, and now they ended up divorced. And that's where this film starts. She's divorced from I forget who he was. One of the main characters of the last film, and it was just so interesting and fun, and makes you realize how how far we've come as a society, where back in the day being divorced was just this horrible thing. And now we're seeing the character of Mary just have to deal with how that casts her out, especially as she is set to become the head of Downton. And you see her father, played by Hugh Bonneville, grapple with the fact that it's time for him to give up control of Downton so Mary can take over, and just all these little side stories that ultimately just are a ton of fun. I mean, Lady Grantham and her brother, Harold Levinson, played by Paul Giamatti, was a great storyline. I loved getting to spend time with Alessandra Nivola, who is, quote unquote, a dastardly character in this film. But seeing how Mr. Carson is grappling with the fact that he's retiring, it's just all these silly little stories that on surface level should not work. Let's be honest, on surface level, if you're someone like me who has no real affiliation with the series, didn't grow up on it, didn't watch it, just saw the last movie, enjoyed the last movie, couldn't remember half the characters' names before it started, didn't watch the trailer before the movie, and it just felt like I was with old friends that I had only met once, and I just absolutely had a blast. It's funny, it's got heart, and it covers some real issues at the time, which, granted, some still carry over to today's society. So, if I'm rating this film, I am giving Downton Abbey a 4 out of 5 reels. I I do love the little love letter they give to the series as it closes out. There is a nice nod to Dame Maggie Smith. Oh my god, I was, yeah, but still, Maggie Smith. A lot of people know her as Professor McGonagall or Wendy Darling in Steven Spielberg's Hook, as well as so many other things. But she has a massive fandom behind her with the Downton Abbey fandom, and it was a nice little touch, especially with you ending this series. And I might actually finally go back and watch this. This so much fun. I absolutely I loved it. I really did. Witty, charming, any word you can use that's a positive uh just experience or feeling. That's how I felt. Now, I will say the reason I gave it a 4 is because at the end of the day, a lot of these small stories bog down the beginning of the film because you're setting up all these little small stories, and then you go along with them as it plays out. And by the end of it, it's like, all right, it played out well. However, not entirely enough to make up for the fact that it was slow. It was slow in the beginning, and the first half hour or so, I checked my watch like once or twice. I'm like, wow, it's only been a half hour. It feels longer. And then, boom, off to the races. We're good to go. But still, ultimately, a really fun time in theaters for Downton Abbey fans and people who, like me, have never watched the series in their life. With that being said, please remember to check out everything we're doing over here at Watt Entertainment. I mentioned those shorts up top. You can check out our sister channel, Watt Gaming, where all of our gaming content from our Twitch goes to live after the fact. Taylor does a fantastic job curating that. And you go see Downton Abbey this weekend. Nothing else is really coming out. What are you going to go see? Conjuring again? Nah. Go to Downton Abbey. I promise. It is so much fun. With that, folks, signing off, I am Matt. This was another Real Review, and we'll see you next time.